Hello, my name is Hello, my name is Dimitar Karotiev, and today I'll be talking about existentialism and authenticity, which are two ideas that challenge us to think deeply about ourselves and what it means to live a meaningful life in this day and age. In a world where we're constantly influenced by social media expectations and caring so deeply about what others think of us that it starts to affect the decisions we make just so we fit in with everybody else. And the question I feel like, am I really being myself? Feels more relevant now than ever before. So I'll be talking about existentialist philosophers like Soren Kierkegaard and Jean-Paul Sartre, both of whom argued that the essence of being human lies in our ability and responsibility to choose who we become and not allow ourselves to be manipulated and influenced by other people's ideas of who we should be. So the first one I'll be talking about is Soren Kierkegaard and his quest for authenticity. So he believed that, for example, how does somebody decide they want to be a musician, or how does somebody decide they want to be a teacher? Like they have their uh, own purpose for existing, and they find it through their own choices and how they allow that to shape their life. So he is widely regarded as the first existentialist, and he explored the profound relationship between the self and authenticity. It was his belief that truth is subjective for everyone, since we are all different. There is a quote for him: "Truth is subjective, and subjectivity is truth." So he believed that for everybody, the world, um, there are obviously like objective truths, like water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, for example. But at the same time, for every single person, there are truths that are subjective to them. They have their truth about how many hours per week they should work, what type of wage they deserve to be getting paid, like those kinds of things, for example. And yeah, now let's move on to Jean-Paul Sartre. Um, One of like the most famous work from him and the one that puts him in the realm of existentialists is Existentialism is a Humanism, and in that book, uh, the most important quote, I guess, that we can take away from that work is as existence precedes essence. So this means basically that first we exist and then we decide what our essence is, like what our goal in life is, what we are put here to do. So what he argues is, for example, the hammer has its own purpose. The hammer's purpose is to uh, hammer things down, hit them really hard, and so its purpose is clear. However, you as a person, what exactly is your purpose? Are you supposed to be a truck driver? Are you supposed to be a fireman? How do you decide what you're supposed to be? And here he argues that through your existence, through your life, you go through life's difficulties, life's hap- happy times, everything. You go through pain, you go through happiness, you go through good and bad, and you take away uh, like what you're supposed to, uh, how you react to those things, to life's difficulties. It shows you what type of person you are, and he believes that through your existence, um, you see that your choices have consequences and that those consequences are leading you in a certain direction. Um, our freedom is inescapable. We have it. Um, it will never leave us. We are always choosing, whether we realize it or not. Even refusing to choose is also a choice. But this also means that we bear total responsibility for who we become, and there's no one else to blame except for ourselves. Not society, not destiny, not biology, not God. He did not believe in God, he was an atheist. So we cannot blame anyone except ourselves. We are individuals, and we our decisions have their weight, and after we make a bad choice we cannot go back, but we can learn from it, and we can attempt to not make the same bad choice next time. So now let's talk a little bit, now that we know what existentialism is, let's talk about authenticity for a little bit, and how nowadays it is so hard to be authentic. I'm sure we have all heard the phrase fake it till you make it, and many people do actually live by that phrase. Um, I'm not saying I'm not one of them, but maybe a little bit less, Try to be authentic. Um, because it is like it is better for your own well-being. So here I have laid out a couple of things that uh, make it difficult for people nowadays to be authentic to themselves, true to themselves. So the first one is freedom and the ability to choose what defines our essence. So for many people, they have this idea, or maybe like somebody gave it to them, maybe their parents or somebody, that they want to be a doctor or something. But at the same time, they don't really want to be a doctor. It's just that like it is a profession that is good for society, that pays good, that you're going to be able to support your family with. But at the same time, they don't really want to be a doctor. They feel like they have no choice. For those people, it's important to realize that they do have a choice to define, to choose what defines them. Then we have anxiety. It is the fear that your decision may be the wrong one. Like you decide you want to pursue a certain field, but in the end you don't want to pursue that field. That's not gonna like really make you happy or something. The anxiety that you're gonna make the wrong decision, which I'm sure most of us have felt. Then we have bad faith, which is denying freedom leads to self-deception and avoidance. So basically, denying yourself freedom leads to your own misery. And then we have self deception, which is excuses. Uh, like, I am not smart enough, or I am not athletic enough to become an athlete. I am not smart enough to become a teacher, and things like that. That not believing in oneself, not believing in yourself. And here I have a little list of struggles. Uh, uh, like things that make it difficult to be authentic in modern times. In today's interconnected world, pursuing authenticity is more difficult than ever. We have social media, where you're watching people's stories and how they're living their life, and you feel like you're not doing enough with yours. Then we have identity. Our identity becomes fragmented as individuals who navigate both our real life and our online persona, and the pressure to conform to social expectations can trigger existential anxiety. Consumerism is also a really big factor. We live in a world where we're all consumers. We have plenty of everything. We have more than we like need to survive. We have choices. Um, and we are consumers. We like to overindulge, but there has to be a certain line that you should not cross. Existentialism offers a framework for self awareness, urging us to confront our choices and embrace our true selves amidst external pressures. Striving for authenticity fosters deeper connections and personal responsibility in a complex landscape. And finally, how do our actions define who we are? Well, Jean Paul Sartre believed uh, that our actions are the only thing that defines us. Um, uh, we should be judged only by our actions. And authenticity actually involves embracing our freedom which Jean-Paul Sartre also believed. We should embrace our freedom as it is what we have, and making choices is something that we cannot escape from. It is inescapable. Even deciding to not make a choice is making a choice. And yeah, authenticity involves embracing our freedom and understanding that the consequences of our choices is what, in essence, shapes the true selves of who we are. And here is a list of the sources that I have used and the ideas from those sources. Thanks so much for the attention.